Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
All right.
We're very professional society.
All right. Welcome to Stand Up on the Stour. Wow. You guys seem very happy to be here. Obviously, you had nothing better to do on a Wednesday night. Some of you chose to come to watch us tell jokes. I'm judging you because there's also football going on. And I was only asked to do this last minute. I wasn't meant to be here, but yeah. Anyways, let's stand up on the Stour. My name is Black David. I've been told to go by Black David. It's actually Negro David, but apparently that doesn't look good on paper. So, yeah, I'm Black David. It's really cold. Just walked here. Walked all the way from campus. I should say that I'm wearing a shirt that says, "Suddenly God Did It." This is a shirt that my grandma, she gave me when I was about 17. I don't know why she did. It could be the fact that I was born out of wedlock, who knows? It was a surprise. But anyways, I wear it in memory of her. She's not dead, she's just far away. So yeah, we got some amazing acts for you tonight. It's really cold, so I really appreciate you guys coming here today. I walked in this weather, so I know how cold it is. Then again, I was probably colder because, we don't do well in this weather, it's confusing because you think that when it snows, you think we love that because it's the one time we can be seen in the dark later at night. But that's usually not the case. We actually, a lot of black people hate this weather. This isn't really our favorite season. It's freezing, it's depressing. And honestly, I want to go home. You guys know, some of you guys know that I'm an international student. I live here and I also live in Lagos, Nigeria, so I'm happy to go back home soon. It snowed here recently. How many of you went out, throwing snowballs? Woo! Yeah, you guys enjoyed that? Notice how only white people raise their hands. And this is not because there are one black person in this room who is on stage. There really is only one black person. We love the diversity in Canterbury. I will be introducing the first act of the night. He said that I should introduce him by saying very kind words from... We have a second black person! Hey! Yes! A bit more diversity. Hi sir, what's your name? What's your name? Pardon? Tabiwa. Tapiwa. Oh, nice. So back to introducing the former stand-up president, Sterling Ross. I'm so sorry. He said I should say some kind words about him. I didn't say anything. Sterling Ross. An amazing individual. Cheers, David. He's funny. Sterling Ross, everyone.
Reduce me to tears, David.
1-0.
What is it?
1-0.
Shit. Right, fuck off. Right. Good evening, Stour. How are we doing? Woo! So, I'm Sterling Ross. Give you a little bit of knowledge about myself. I'm autistic. Thank you. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that in my sets, regulars here. But not many people know I have a form of OCD. Do we have any OCD people here? One person. But it involves, like, I always feel like I've left something behind. So say I leave a room or my house or like a cafe, there's a voice in my head that tells me I've left something in there. So I have to always check my pockets and my bag just in case. Now a few weeks ago, I got off a bus and I kept getting that voice telling me I'd left something on the bus. And I checked my bag, laptop, books, it was all in there. I checked. Have you ever had this when you panic and you check your pockets and like that? I checked, I had my inhaler, my wallet, keys, phone, inhaler, I already said that, chewing gum, earplugs, it was all there. Then I got home and I still had that voice in my head like, you've left something on the bus. So I sat there and I tried to remember and I was like, shit, I have left something on the bus. You know what I've left on the bus, Canterbury?
What?
My nan. It's no laughing matter, Canterbury. Poor nan. She doesn't know Canterbury, my nan. It's a legend. She doesn't know the bus stops. It's a legend has it. She's still on the bus. More on buses. I've been getting the bus a lot more because obviously it's, I don't know if you noticed, it's fucking freezing outside. I've been indoors more, watching more TV. There are people on TV that have had quite a negative impact on me this year. Some of those people, Putin. Obviously, it's not really a joke, it's just, Liz Truss. Will Smith, doing stand-up in an age of post-Will Smith. And have we seen this advert, right? If you haven't, you're living under a rock, right? Have we seen this advert? Hang on. Let me get into mode. Granny, I got the job! Happy fucking happy. Fuck off! What the fuck is that advert? Oh, it's all happy, that advert, isn't it? It's all daisies and unicorn. Well, not daisies. That's a different advert. Have we seen that one? Daisy, daisy, daisy. Trippy fucking advert. But this advert, she's happy because she's got a job. What the fuck is her job? Like, is it minimum wage? Is it 0-hour contract? We're in a recession, we're in a cost of living, unemployment's gone up again. What the fuck's her job? What if it's an evil job? Just saying. What if she's an estate agent? I learned this, right? I didn't know this. You have to get a first-class degree to be an estate agent. You have to get a first-class degree in scumbaggery. Or what if the job pays well? Fine. What if she's got a really challenging job, like Adam Levine's marriage counsellor? Let's try having that advert be closer to real life. It would go more like this, right? Let me get into mode. Granny, I got the job! Oh, wonderful! Yeah, but only thing is it's about 3 hours away and I can't afford to get there. I can't afford the petrol. I can't even afford the petrol to Audi at the moment, and I can't get the train because, fucking strikes. I haven't even sent my Christmas cards on time because, the posties are striking as well. I'm having to call mental health services and they picked up. No, they fucking didn't. How was your day, man? Alternatively, let's have me on that advert. It would go like this. Let me get into mode. Nan, I got the job! Nan? Nan? Oh. Shit, I forgot about that. Now, before I leave you, Canterbury, I want to set the record straight. I'm not in the Peaky Blinders. I work at Canterbury Cathedral Lodge. Now, have people visited Canterbury Cathedral?
Yes.
Legends. Have you noticed? There's a lot of books and a lot of tapestries on the Tudors. Do you know how many times the Tudors visited Canterbury Cathedral? Fuck all. It's the same all over the country. They teach it in schools. The only history we learn about in this country is the fucking Tudors. Now there's an example of this, right? In Devon, where I'm from, there's a castle that has Tudor tapestries, Tudor books. Do you know when that castle was built? 1913. You know how many Tudors visited that castle? None! You know why? Because they were fucking dead! But fun fact for you, the guy that built the castle, he was like the Elon Musk of his time. He just built it because he had the money. It was like the equivalent of buying Twitter. But my nan knew him personally. Isn't that right, Nan? Nan. Fuck. Right, you've been lovely, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas. And I'm going to phone Stagecoach. Keep an eye on your Nan. Thank you.
Keep an eye on your Nan.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yes.
that was really good. That was really good, Ross. Yeah, it made me think about a lot. The buses, especially Stagecoach. You know, students know that Stagecoach, they've increased their day rider to £3.60 now. You know, it's really long. And Stagecoach, I actually have very many negative experiences with Stagecoach. I've fallen asleep on their buses multiple times. And there was this one time I fell asleep and woke up, got out of the bus, and I was in a completely different area. Didn't even look like Canterbury. Was really scary. Proper shithole. I had to ask the driver, where the fuck am I? He said you're in Market. Anyways, we'll be moving on quite quickly. We'll be moving on to Grayson. Can everyone put their hands together for Grayson?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm one student who doesn't know that the price is going up because I have a disability pass. Woo! I'm deaf. I didn't get my hearing aids for free. I didn't get my BSL lesson for free, but I do get free thing on the bus. I can walk. So, as we know, it's Christmas soon. I'm going home for Christmas, which means I'm going home to my hometown of Poole. Anyone know Poole in Dorset?
Yeah.
No. No, you're not supposed to say that. Before I came to uni, I got diagnosed with agoraphobia, which means that I was really scared to leave the house. I was really panicked about it. I was like, oh my god, how am I going to cope in university? Got to Canterbury, I'm fine. Turns out I don't have agoraphobia, I just hate Poole. No, Poole's a lovely place, physically. Emotionally, no. Diversity is not really our thing either. Looking at the statistics, we are 91.9% white British. The next group is then 3.3%, and that's white other. So just to add that up for you, that's 95.2% white. And with the statistics like those, you won't be surprised to know we are a very Tory area. We're so Tory, my MP has genuinely not lived there since the 90s. He's like, why do I need to be there? You fuckers are still voting for me. And it's not in Poole, but just to give like an idea of the area I live in, the MP of the town next to us, he's just been to Barbados. Not on holiday. Barbados is threatening legal action against him to be the first person to actually pay reparations for slavery, and he still owns the plantation. And guess what? He did not announce that on his parliamentary thing of things he owns, so double whoops. And he is someone they elected. Just to give you an idea of the area, they are electing people who still own the plantation. So yeah, my area is so Tory, we've genuinely never met the candidates for the other parties, ever. That changed in the last election. My dad came in, he looked like he'd seen a ghost and we were like, what? And he was like, I've just met the Labour candidate. She came in, because apparently she thought 2019, she thought she had a chance. So she actually campaigned. And she walks down our driveway, and my dad's like, excuse me? And she's like, I'm the Labour candidate. And my dad goes, you exist? And she goes, I do. And then my dad says, the first thing that comes into his mind, he just goes, you're not going to win. And she just goes, I know. To give you some facts about Poole, we are the home of the scouting movement, if any of you did scouting. Just a fun little quote from the guy who made it, Baden Powell. He once said, bees are a model community, for they respect their queen and kill their unemployed. Lovely man. We've also got the fastest declining high street in the UK. There's 3 shops in the whole fucking high street. That did not affect me personally until we had one bookshop. The person who owned the building declined to let them back in. And do you know why? Because he wanted a Greggs. We've already got a Greggs. It's within fucking eyesight of the building. So Poole is now a town with no bookshops and 2 Greggs. We've also got, in case you like history, we've got the longest, most intact longboat of prehistory. It's in our museum. It's the first thing in the museum. And I will be honest, you can walk in, look at it, go, that's a longboat, walk out and lose nothing. To sum up what it's like living in Poole, I got the bus home from Canterbury, got out, within 2 minutes I got called a slur by some tweens. There's no punchline. That just happened to me. Another thing, the Child Mental Health Service, any of you know CAMS? The building is on the same block as the maternity hospital. So labouring parents get to walk past the mentally ill children like the ghost of Christmas future. And you know the phone boxes that everyone's now changing? Some of them are lending libraries. The ones in Canterbury are a cafe that's never open. It's outside Wetherspoons. In Poole, they are covered in flowers and belted shut. And the reason for that is because someone genuinely kept displaying dead seagulls in them. Not seagulls that died naturally either. In my first year in 2020, my mum picked me up and drove back. And you know, in the first hour you did that, oh, how are things? And she's like, oh, another one of the swans in the park has died. And I was like, oh, are they sick? And she goes, no, someone's been killing swans with a crossbow. And they haven't caught him. It's a fucking crossbow. And the final thing I'm going to leave you with is I decided to fact check that, just to make sure that my mum wasn't pulling my leg. That definitely happened, but I also found an article, fresh appeal over swan crossbow attack, Poole, the right area, checked the date, 27th of March 2013. This is not the first fucking time someone has killed swans with a crossbow. So yeah, that is my tourist announcement for my hometown of Poole. Please feel free to visit us.
I learned so much about Poole, you know. I think the main takeaway for me, everyone's experience from your story was different. Main takeaway for me is if I did go there, there'll be nary a Negro inside. So anyways, speaking about that, I went to a school called Uppingham. I've spoken about this a couple of times. I got a scholarship to that school. It was my first time living in the UK for a long period of time, and I was unfortunately the only black student in about 827 students in the school. So it wasn't a very comfortable experience, but it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. I remember there was a time it was snowing. Weather was pretty much this awful. It was snowing, and I was invited to go out in a field with a couple of friends. Now I know that, you know, if you're asked to go out in a field as the only black person, you most likely say no most times. But you know what? They were chill. I trusted them. And I'd just like to clarify that the society, looking at the camera now, we do not promote drugs. You know, we never have. Anything we say about drugs, it's not real. We're making it up. So we're on the field and we're smoking weed, right? So we're all pretty high at this point. It's getting dark though, and we've noticed that we already lost one of the guys that we were with. I was getting scared. I was thinking, if only I brought another black person, at least if anything happened, I could just push him in the way of whatever's about to happen. But you know what? I was still pretty calm till we're leaving the field, and we see a little girl walking her dog. And now at this point of my life, I was terrified of dogs. Like, haha, the stereotype, yeah. But I was terrified of dogs, like, scared. So I'm already backing up, and the dog senses my fear. So it starts chasing me, and the little girl's holding on to the leash, and she trips as the dog like chases me, and she falls down. And all I can hear is her screams as I'm pacing it like 200 meters. And obviously it's a dog, so they're quite fast. I had to do like the little cut to the left, cut to the right thing. And I finally got free. But the next day there was a story about how we have to be careful. We're not even allowed to be walking around in the snow late at night like that. That the little girl, she injured herself. And I think the moral of the story is, if you're a parent, don't allow your 5-year-old daughters to be walking their dogs out late at night. It has nothing to do with the fact that we were high. Okay? This is not an anti-drug story. This is simply be a better parent. Okay? Cool. The next person we're bringing on now, they are amazing. They're also quite funny. I meant they are hilarious. Okay, we're now introducing Bro.
Thank you. It's so lovely to hear that I am quite funny. That's quite lovely for me. Thank you. Just to let you know, a little bit of a trigger warning. Some of my jokes are just bordering on the insensitive. That's right, I'm the edgy act. Anyway, yes, like David said, my name is Brooke Betty. My pronouns are they, them. A lot of people think that means I'm like gender non-conforming, non-binary, etc., etc. Not really, no. I just looked down at my tits one day and saw that they weren't big enough and was like, yeah, I don't really qualify as a woman. No, I am pulling your leg. I am in fact non-binary, which means if you laughed at that joke, you're a prick. I thought I was really scared to come out, honestly, because as much as I know that my friends are lovely and supportive, I think non-binary is something that people are still wrapping their heads around. Do we all know what it means? Yeah, I'll take that. So I thought there'd be questions. So you're not a man, you're not a woman, what are you? Like, can I accept you? But actually, the only issue my friends had was, can I still call you queen? Are you still a girl boss? And I came to the conclusion that I'm not a queen, I'm not a girl boss, I am simply the them fatale. Anyway, despite being non-binary, as we can tell, I still suffer being female. One of my biggest suffrages being periods. And if that doesn't say it all, I actually got my period this week, so I'm in an even worse mood than I normally am. It's not the worst thing in the world, menstruating. For me, it's like a monthly reminder that I'm doing contraception right. You know, a monthly little, I bleed and then I can pat myself on the back and call it a day. Good job, Brooke. But obviously, it's not nice to have a period. I've got 3 main issues with it. Number 1, my period is like a prime minister, because there seems to be a new one about every month. Just when I'm calming down, another one slaps me on the face, and off we go again. Number 2, my period is like my boyfriend, because I spend a lot of my time wondering when it's gonna come. I am a patient person, cancer-free, but like, I got plans, you know? And number 3, my period is like being a uni student, because both make me want to overdose on painkillers. No, obviously I don't always want to kill myself, just, you know. Are you upset I don't always want to kill myself?
I'm happy.
Keep digging. Keep digging.
I have nothing to say.
Something to say?
Nothing.
Alright. I don't always want to kill myself. Just, you know, Monday to Friday, really. That joke didn't go as well because you interrupted me halfway through. Well done. Anyway, when it's not Monday to Friday, it is, of course, Saturday and Sunday. When you watch me perform, you're not just laughing, you're learning. And on the weekends, I work at the Schmarlow Theatre. Has anyone heard of the Schmarlow Theatre?
Yeah.
I'm nervous to say its actual name, I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, I do love my job. I'm a drama student at heart, so of course theatre means a lot to me, but not this theatre. This theatre sucks. I love it. It's not too hard of a job. There's not a lot of physical toll, but it's a lot of emotional toll. And that's because of this little thing we refer to as pickup. Do we know what pickup is? No. Pickup is when you guys will watch the pantomime, have a great time, get a bit tipsy, oh what a great show it was, and then you fuck off out the door and I pick up all your rubbish. Except not you guys, because you guys wouldn't leave rubbish, right? No, obviously, lovely people over here, and you're all lovely people, but some people in Canterbury aren't. Some people in Canterbury are messy fucks. Sorry, that sounded really mean. I was really hoping someone was going to laugh at that. Okay, if anyone got a pen, I might just have to write down, don't call audience messy fucks. I've written a list for everyone, if I can find it. Right. This is my list of things that I have found picking up, and this is the reason I don't necessarily love my job. So we'll start with the normies. This group is the normies. A woolly hat, not an issue. I just imagine that someone's ears are going to be very chilly walking home tonight. Tickets, I suppose you're already in the theatre, why would you need them? Car keys, that one I find quite funny actually, because like if I lost my car keys I'd be fucking stressed, but on the other side, it's quite fun watching people go, oh my god, I gotta get home. And finally, sweet wrappers. I like picking up sweet wrappers because I like the crunchy sound that they make. This next section is called the funnies, and this is because my job can be stressful sometimes, and just seeing these out of nowhere in the middle of the stalls gives me a bit of a giggle, a bit of a chuckle. So an empty bottle of wine. Now, you're not allowed wine in the theatre, you're not allowed to bring any of your own alcohol in. But if you are going to, at least share, you know? American candy, it was unopened, so took it home for myself. Why not? A blue raspberry elf bar and a pack of cigarettes. Now, I personally prefer my cancer acoustic, so I took the cigarettes home myself. Pills that I think were just painkillers, but panto is a noisy time, I don't blame you for getting a bit of a headache. And melted chocolate ice cream. Now, in my opinion, all you have to do is put it back in the freezer and it's back to normal. I love a bit of chocolate ice cream. So I put it in my pocket and took it home for myself. Now this final section I call the hooligans, because I don't know who let these people in, but they trashed that fucking theatre. So first of all, we've got teddy bear ham, not in the packet, just, you know, tucked under the seat, but like really tucked as well, like they were trying to hide the ham. It was a fun surprise. A half-eaten pizza, again, not in the box. Where was the packaging? I know we're trying to recycle, but can we recycle after we've eaten the food? A tampon, don't worry, not used. A nappy, no comment. Pills that were definitely not painkillers. And I think we all know who those went home with. Ross's nan. A toenail. Now I know what you're thinking, Brooke, maybe it was just a particularly large fingernail. Someone got a bit nervous during the panto. No, I know it was a toenail because I tasted it. Simple as. And the final thing I found in pickup, the reason I want to quit my job, I found vomit. No punchline, just vomit. And yeah, the silence says it all. Now, I'm not saying this doesn't have to happen in hospitality. You've won too many drinks, maybe you're a bit ill. Sometimes the kids drink too much slushy and then the vomit's blue, which is nice. But like, if you're working a 9 to 5 in an office, you would not just like sit down at the keyboard of the computer and then look down and like, someone's puked under your desk. So why should it happen at my job? Anyway, that was it. that was the comedy. Thank you for laughing.
I want to say that was quite hilarious. Yeah, we're actually arriving towards the last act of the first half. We're arriving at the last act of the first half. Yeah, I'll accept that. We've had an amazing time all year, and it's nice to know that throughout the year we've gotten more and more people in the stand-up society trying new material, making up their own material and trying it with us as well. And that's why our next act is their first time at the Stour. Yeah, very exciting. But before I introduce them, I would actually like to have a little chat with you guys. You seem more interested in the football than the...
That's for him.
Oh, okay. You care more about France than UKC Stand-Up Society. No comments? Wow. What's your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake? And your name?
James.
Jake and James. You're not related, are you? Okay. I would say you look alike, but that might be racist. Throw that out the window. Anyways, I'm going to... Wait, which one's Jake? Okay, Jake. Jays, I'm going to need your help really quickly. We're introducing our next act. This is their first time at the Stour, so they're going to need a huge applause. I'm going to need you guys, I'm going to count down from 5. From 5, everyone else is going to be silent. You are going to be screaming, clapping, stamping your feet till they come on.
I can do that because I've done it before.
Oh, you've done it before? Yeah. Oh, wow. Does anyone else want to do this? No, that's all right. No, both of you, could you please help me do this? So we'll be introducing the next act in 5.
Whoa.
No. That's not how it works. That's not meant to be. Woo, yeah.
Which one is it?
It's a surprise. So the next act is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Introducing band.
James, you can have a shot for that. That was amazing.
Cool. Hello. It's more intimidating than I thought it would be. Never mind. So, I have 3 assignments due on Friday. And they're not done. So, like any responsible uni student, I have a plan. I'm going to perform here tonight, then we'll go out with the girls and we're going to get wasted. And then I'll worry about it in the morning. But still, I'm only a first year, it's fine. So yeah, like I said, this is my first time at Stour, not my first show, but it's my first show with a mic. I feel powerful. Not because it's heavy. Anyway, so I'm quite a shy person, I think. In year 7, I definitely was. You know, the year 7s who are pricks these days, you know, you see them running around with backpacks bigger than their whole body, just running around thinking, oh, they're the big man, you know. When I was in year 7, people were silent. You were seen and not heard, as it were. And that, a very good example of this is my art class. So, in art, I was not the best student. So the grades changed when I joined secondary school. They went from 9 being the best grade, that's like an A star, all the way down to W's. I was getting Z's. And I sat next to one of my closest friends, Holly. And we sat right at the front of the class, right in front of the teacher. And we did fuck all. We would draw like this stuff. I'd love to say it was people, but it did not look like that. It looked like I was trying to draw the motorways. It's not that great. So I go to parents' evening, as you do. I walk in. What does the teacher say when she sees me? Who are you? I sat in front of this woman. I was right there. I was where you were, basically, and here's the desk. It's kind of obvious, isn't it? But no. And that was when my parents told me, Beth, please start talking. So I'm here. And I joined university. Yay. I'm an English student. And I enjoy my modules. Moving on. So me and my friends wanted to get jobs because we're broke uni students and we need money. So I'm like the person I am. I researched everything the night before we went to have a meeting in a Mandela building on campus, to the point where I knew exactly what this woman was going to say before she even said it. I was a mind reader. So my mind went straight to staring at the table. And there was a jar on the table. Now, what would you expect to be in a jar on the table? In a very, very serious environment such as Kent Union, what would you expect? Maybe sweets? No, I have to pay for this myself. Well, maybe it was leaflets. There were plenty of those. They looked as boring as they were. No. There were no sweets there. What was there? You alright, mate? Sorry. You're ruining my condom joke, come on! Right, but I guess kind of you could say this is, you know, in schools they give sweets to children in schools, we get condoms. Pretty similar, you know, they come in different flavours. People enjoy them. I've never used one, I'm single, so that's never going to be used. So, my name. I'm about to tell you my name. Could you find my Instagram from this? Oh, who cares? So my name is Bethany Louise Ware. Very posh name for someone who came out of Gravesend. Now, I'm not going to, have a go at Gravesend. It's Gravesend. But when you're 13 years old and you're playing in a playground with your 11-year-old friend and you see a drug dealer run in and get tackled by the police. It's not a very good look, is it? But that was, so my parents decided to name me, yeah. But that wasn't meant to be my name. My name was meant to be Lauren. Lauren Ware. It's still posh, but I mean, we could work with it. What changed my parents' minds? My uncle said to my dad, if I had a daughter, I'd like to call her Lauren. That's a great name. So my dad, boldly lying to my mother, turned to her and said, oh, I had a girlfriend called Lauren. Bold-faced lie. And he denies it to this day. My mum is still salty, but the best part of this story is my uncle does have a daughter and her name is Sophie. I call it a win. But anyway, Ware. That is a name with a lot of potential. Potential for bullying. I was called Bethany Warehouse on a regular basis. But it's recently I've started taking back the name, and I've been thinking about my future. If I get married, Ware, hyphenated with something. Or imagine if I marry someone whose last name is Wolf. Werewolf. My kids are gonna get bullied. Oh well, it builds character. Anyways, so my name also holds a lot of potential because, of course, Bethany begins with a B. Would Miss B Ware please come forward? It's lovely to put on your CV. So I think my children need to suffer too. So if I do marry someone whose last name is Wolf, their first initial is going to start with an A. A werewolf. We've got to keep the family tradition going, everyone. Can't abandon it. Let me tell you about the first time I ever went to the club. It was the venue on campus. Who went? Oh. So I went to the venue on campus, and it was an experience. So we're all waiting in line, and most of the people are already drunk because pre-drinks and all of that. And then I look over and I see some people who are very comfortable with their sexuality sat on a bench. And as someone who got their sexual education from fanfiction.net, I love telling that joke. You can tell who's been on it. So I'm standing there and I'm in line and I don't really know where to look. I could look at them, or I could look dead ahead and see a mass long line making me feel depressed. I could turn and face the wall, that makes me feel even more depressed. But I can't look behind me because there's a bunch of people who are feeling up each other's muscles. All of them are men. And I don't know where to go, I don't know where to look. But suddenly this man comes up and he looks at the girl who's sat on this guy's lap and he looks pissed. And he comes over and taps her and oh. And now, I'm not going to assume this was, her boyfriend, because it might not have been. It might have been her cousin or her brother. I really hope not, considering the next part of the story, because he grabs her and takes her to the side, and then he starts feeling up her arse. And my friends are all turning round. Sarah, you don't need to look so sad. We're all turning round like, oh, don't look, Beth, don't look, we don't want to start a fight. But what was I doing? The drama queen, what was I doing? Right, so now he's touching her backside. No. Oh no, is he kissing her or is he trying to eat her face? Could be both. No, they're not having sex yet. But then, I know my friends, and I know they were loving my David Attenborough just as much as everyone else who could hear my loud, drunk voice. So I heard somewhere that you could finish any joke with the word whatever, and it counts as a punchline if you've forgotten the punchline. Let's test this theory. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Whatever. Why did the chicken cross the road? Whatever. What do you call a man with socks in his ears?
Do you call them out in socks in the series?
Whether you like, he can't hear you. Right, so this is of course I've said, my second show, first hour. There's nothing left to say, but whatever.
Second show, first time at the Stour. That was our Gravesend act, you know. Once you said Gravesend, brought some very awful memories. Very, very awful memories. I think because I was raised in Nigeria, first time I came to UK, well not the first time I came to UK, but the time I came in summer when I was like 13, I believe I saw drug dealers for the first time, obviously in Gravesend. And what confused me is that they were white. And obviously that's not how it's been portrayed on television and all of that. So my mom points out, oh yeah, they're drug dealers. My mom, my cousin, my dad, they say that they're laughing. And I get into a heated debate with my cousin. I say, no, they're not drug dealers. They're white. Yeah, that was the joke. that was just my Gravesend story. A bunch of other stories that I can't tell. All involve drugs, and I'm only allowed to mention drugs once. So, yeah, that was our first half, guys. Can you put your hands together for the first half? We had some really amazing acts. First timers at the Stour. We're now about to go into a 20-minute break, right? So for 20 minutes, go to the bar, get as many drinks as you can, get hammered, you know, try not to heckle me. You can heckle the other acts. They've trained for this, especially some of our most diverse acts coming up. But yes, have a 20-minute break, get your drinks, and be back here for another half an hour or so of comedy, all right?